AITAH. For setting a curfew and nagging my BF? I'm sorry. This is long. I'm desperate. Here's the context. I met my 25F boyfriend, 25M, a year ago on Tinder. I matched with my boyfriend. He's from South America, and he has a European passport. He wanted to go back to his country because his greedy landlady wanted to increase the rent. I told him that he could stay at my place until he got back on his feet. A maximum of 3 months. I invited him to stay because a friend of mine told me to stay at her place. She knew I was struggling. Things happened, and we are now dating. He was the only man I could have sex with, since I have vaginismus. When he first moved in, everything was all right. I told him beforehand that he didn't have to wash the dishes because I preferred doing it myself. I'm really neat. I thought it was only for 3 months. I didn't mind. But once we started dating, I realized that we would be living together until we found a bigger flat. My flat is 18 meters square. It's a tiny studio apartment where I live with my 2 cats. Don't worry. They have access to the whole building in the evening, and the veterinarian told me it was okay. It's my first flat. I've been renting it for 3 years, and I love it. I pay the rent and the electricity. We take turns buying the groceries. He had a job, and the contract ended in April. I told him he should take at least 3 weeks to rest. He had a horrible boss. So here's the reason why I want to set a curfew. It's a 0000 to 6:30 a.m. curfew. I think it's reasonable. When he got his computer, he started playing all the time. I didn't mind until he started talking late at night with his friends on Discord. It wasn't a big deal since he worked in the morning. He would go to sleep at an okay hour. But since he's unemployed, he started playing all the time, and he fucked up his sleep schedule. I thought it might be depression and other stuff, so I let it slide because I was truly worried. After being woken up by him, he wears earbuds. He doesn't realize that he's being loud. 2 days in a row. On the 3rd day, I sat him down and I begged him to be silent at night. I'm a cleaning lady, so I work long hours sometimes. I need to wake up at 7 a.m., but I also need 10 hours each night. Longer when I'm on my period. I don't sleep well because I have nightmares and panic attacks during the night due to my PTSD. I have insomnia. I struggle to fall asleep when someone is awake in the same room. We're always in the same room. The kitchen is not separated from the living room bedroom. After I begged him, I woke up when I heard him. He wasn't screaming, but he was loud. He was watching football. Anyway, I was sleep-deprived for a long time with him being on his computer. This has happened many times. Sometimes I almost cry out of frustration. I have a schizoaffective disorder and I get scared easily. I woke up around a week ago. I heard the loud computer in the kitchen and the clickety noises from his mouse. I get easily overwhelmed with sounds. It was 3 a.m. I got upset, and I reminded him that I need my sleep on Tuesdays because I have an important client in the evening. He knows that. He said, I woke up and I couldn't fall back asleep. What was I supposed to do? Basically, I ask him to be careful and to let me sleep. He takes his computer and talks. I tell him to please not talk. He takes his computer and play after midnight. Since he stopped working, he stays up, wakes up at 1 p.m., wakes me up at night. We had rules about him washing the dishes. He told me he hated washing dishes. I asked him to at least rinse it, because I'm left with dried food on dirty pots and pans. He has never cleaned the bathroom. He considers that vacuuming is more important than washing the dishes. Even when he does wash the dishes, I see smudges and bits of food. I'm stressed. Between the lack of sleep, the fact that I have to do all the chores. Yesterday, he washed the dishes because everything was dirty. I told him to only wash what he needs. When I ask him if he can help me, he doesn't. When I don't say anything, he cleans it. I also told him to clean the bathroom. I came back and the sink, the toilet, and the shower, everything was dirty. He told me he didn't know how to do it. He also spent my birthday with his friend. They played with her Nintendo Switch. He stayed at her place for 6 hours and got back at 2 a.m. He told me he would come back at 9 p.m. so we could celebrate together. I was hurt. We spent his birthday together, and I was happy. I'm comparing. I had finished a 6-hour day. I was tired. But I loved him. Again, he doesn't work. I felt stupid because I waited for him dressed, pretty, excited to spend the evening with him. When I tried calling him, he didn't answer. His phone was on silent mode. We were supposed to go out again for my birthday. He went back to her place. Anyway, he woke me up again last night. The rule was, no computers after midnight. But if he wakes up during the night, he can watch videos on his phone, since it's silent. When I come back from work, he's here. I have no privacy. I'm never alone. I got stressed and I could go outside for 4 days. I asked him if he could go outside for 30 minutes or an hour. He told me, "What am I supposed to do?" He never asked me once if I felt overwhelmed or how I felt because of this situation. All he does is sleeping and playing with his computers. It feels like it's not my flat anymore. I used to say that this was our flat. He told me it wasn't. Yet he acts like it's his place and he does things that I would never have done to him. I asked him to put his computer away when he doesn't use it. He's been hoarding the desk. He told me I could do it. I need to study. I can't take it anymore. We fight every day. I used to live with my best friend during COVID. She told me not to wash the dishes. I didn't listen to her, and she was happy. It's all about respect. I was sincere when I told him not to wash the dishes. But after a few months of me having to clean everything, I got tired. It took him 9 months to file his Social Security number procedure. He missed an opportunity because he didn't have one. He's out of money. He didn't listen to me when I told him to study French and apply to jobs on Indeed. He started looking for a job in August. I told him he needs to get a flat once he gets a job. I took a few days off in October. I don't want him around the flat every day. TLDR, am I the asshole for setting a curfew and asking my boyfriend to do more around the house?